Have you ever looked at your life and thought, this doesn't match the vision I hold within? Maybe you've imagined wealth, but your bank account is empty. Or you've imagined loved, yet you still feel alone. This, my friends, is where most people give up. But Neville Goddard taught us something vital. Persist in your assumption no matter what the 3D world shows you. Because the outer world is nothing more than an echo of your past imaginations. Lesson 8 is all about persistence. Daring to assume your desire is already true and continuing to dare until that assumption hardens in fact. Your senses will tempt you to accept the outer world as final, but what you see is only the crystallized residue of old thoughts. If you want transformation, you must ignore appearances and hold firm to your new inner reality. Let's understand something. 3D reality is not ultimate truth. It's delayed truth. The life you're experiencing today is the harvest of imaginations you planted yesterday, beliefs you held, emotions you entertained, assumptions you repeated. If you want tomorrow to look different, you cannot let today's facts dominate your mind. You must persist in the unseen, knowing the unseen is more real than what your senses report. Imagine an actor who dreams of starring on Broadway. He auditions, gets rejected, works side jobs, and everyone tells him to give up. If he believes those facts, the rejections, the struggle, the lack of money, he'll quit. But if he persists in assuming I am a Broadway star and lives in the state nightly, he creates an inner truth that must harden into his outer experience. Eventually, the casting call comes. Why? Because he refused to let the 3D world dictate his belief. Here's a practical way to persist. Every time the 3D world tells you it's not here, I want you to close your eyes and return to the end scene. Let's say you're manifesting financial abundance. The bills arrive. The account looks empty. What do? You don't spiral. Instead, you close your eyes and feel the relief of having more than enough. Hear your friend congratulating you. See yourself paying bills effortlessly. And you do this not once, not twice, but every time doubt creeps in. Persistence means repetition. You are reconditioning your mind until the unseen feels more natural than the seen. Persistence is faith in action. Faith doesn't mean ignoring reality blindly. It means knowing reality will bend to your assumption. Facts are stubborn, yes, but assumptions are more stubborn when held firmly. Neville said, "Dare to assume it is true and keep daring." Every time you refuse to be hypnotized by appearances, you are daring. Every time you choose imagination over facts, you are daring. And this daring is what moves mountains. Think of someone diagnosed with an illness. Doctors may present the facts, charts, tests, grim statistics, but the person who persists in seeing themselves healthy, vibrant, whole, that person gives life to a higher reality. Many miracles come this way, not because they ignored medical treatment, but because they persisted in assuming health. The assumption hardened and the body followed. Another tool you can use is revision. If something happens in the 3D that contradicts your desire, revise it immediately. For instance, you get rejected for a job. You go home, close your eyes, and replay the scene with the new ending. Hear the interviewer say, "Congratulations, we'd love to have you." Persist with this new memory until it feels real. Remember, the mind does not know the difference between memory and imagination. The more you persist, the more reality must conform. And let's be honest, persistence can feel exhausting when the 3D world looks opposite to your desire. But here's the secret: you don't have to fight the 3D. You don't resist it. You simply acknowledge. This is old. This is a shadow. Then you return within, gently, lovingly, without strain. Persistence is not forcing. It's returning again and again. Like water carving stone, your repeated assumption will eventually shape reality. Let's apply this to relationships. Suppose you're manifesting reconciliation with someone you love. The 3D shows silence, blocked messages, no contact. Facts. But are facts final? No, they're not. If you persist in assuming the bond is restored, if you see yourself hand in hand, if you fall asleep nightly in the feeling of reunion, the outer must bend. Maybe they unblock you. Maybe they reach out unexpectedly. Maybe circumstances align. But the condition is persistence. One assumption held firmly outweighs 1,000 appearances. So today, I challenge you: do not bow to appearances. They are merely shadows of the past. Dare to assume your desire is true. Keep daring. When the 3D tempts you with doubt, go back to your inner scene. When facts scream otherwise, whisper to yourself, "This is the old. My inner truth is more real." And remember, persistence is not strain. It is devotion. It is love for your desire. If you persist, your assumption must harden into fact, because imagination creates reality. If this teaching resonated with you, share in the comments. What desire are you choosing to persist in today? Let's create a community of dreamers who refuse to be ruled by appearances. And if you'd like more of Neville's wisdom broken down step by step, make sure to subscribe and join me for the next lesson.